How are you? Hope you're good. I'm roasting. We suddenly have a heat wave weekend in UK, so I wanted to film my May wrap-up and then June TBR, but then realized I don't actually have even like a plan, and I don't actually want a plan for this month, so I think I'm just gonna like wing it in June and just read whatever I feel like if I have time, you know. Instead I'm gonna just do my May wrap-up and my current reads, because I have a few. I will tell you what I have. Weird. The very first thing that I read was this beast of a book, A Court of Mist and Fury. Yes? No. A Court of Wings and Ruin. There we are. I read this fairly quickly considering the length of it, because I just couldn't stop, although I behaved myself and I didn't read it, like I didn't eat it in one sitting. Not that I could have. I really did enjoy it. I did have some things that I wished were different. Book, I gave it 5 stars originally, and then I let it to, you know, sit down a little bit, and I think I lowered it to 4. I am not an extremely picky reader, so I really still enjoyed it. There were definitely things that I wished were a bit different though. I try not to take my books too seriously, although like I always encourage people to be critical readers, but I feel like there's a fine line between that and just going overboard, and just, it's a discussion for another day, you know what? It's also gonna be not a very popular opinion, so I might do that and just enjoy the show. Next thing that I read for in the month of May was Rat Queens, Volume 1, Sass and Sorcery. This is our graphic novel for the month of May in the Loki 3 online party group that we have. It's like a book club, but for graphic novels, books and TV shows. The live stream was supposed to be on that last Monday of the month, which would be 29th. I don't even know when this is coming out now, by the way. That date didn't really fit us all, so we're gonna do it on the 5th of June. This was much better than I expected. Not that I had any specific expectations or that I expected this to be bad, but it was just so good. This might actually be better than Saga, and Saga was my all-time favorite. Just the sass in this, like, the name did not disappoint. There's a lot of mature language though, so if you are a younger reader, maybe delay this for a little while, but yeah. Speaking of Saga, ooh, segue. I've read the volume 7 now, and now again I have to wait like a year for the next one. I was not that happy with the 6th one, but I'm very happy to say that the 7th one really brought the general Saga feels to me, and I'm much more excited about this again. I can't really say a lot about this because it's obviously volume 7, so I don't want to spoil anyone, but in general this is like a space Romeo and Juliet story. We see most of the things and we follow the perspective of a child that these two fractions conceived, and it's like a child that should not exist because obviously those two planets and creatures are at war. Anyway, it is like space Romeo and Juliet, but like better. The next book that I finished in the month of May was The Sun Is Also a Star. I may have started this in like December with Clara from Clara Reads Books, but I finally finished it. I don't know if she did. We should probably talk about it. I'm not great at this buddy read thing. This is a story of insta-love, but there's a lot of diversity in there. There was a lot of touchy problems such as immigration and deportation and family expectations and just racism. A lot of important topics are touched upon, although the main focus is still on this insta-love, the relationship that they sort of have. And this is not a believable story, but it is fluffy and it's definitely funny. I really loved the Everything book by Nicola Yoon, but I was in a perfect mood for it and I read it so quickly. I think maybe if I read this a bit quicker, it would have had a better lasting effect in my mind, but I gave this 3.5 stars, I think. Not that anything was like super wrong for what this book is. It was probably just because of I didn't enjoy it as much. I don't know. I still do recommend this. Nicola Yoon has a very easy to read sort of writing style, so, and there were quite a few funny jokes, so that's always good. The next book that I read in the month of May was Crown of Midnight. This is a second book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. I've read the Throne of Glass one when I started BookTube and then didn't really pick up the series any further because the first book was a bit meh. I'm not sure. I might do just like a short video just talking about this book with a little bit spoilers and a little bit non-spoiler bits, but I gave this, what did I give this? I gave this 4 out of 5. I did enjoy it. I read it fairly quickly. it was enjoyable. And then the last book that I read in the month of May was For We Are Many, and that's the second book in the Bobbyverse series by D.E. Taylor, and I really enjoyed the first one. Both of these books were audiobooks for me. I listened to both of them, and I really enjoyed the person who's narrating the books. I think it's a very suitable voice for the character. The second one, I didn't like it as much as the first one. It was... some bits I adored, but some bits really made me daydream, so then I would lose the track of what's going on and then try and come back to it. So I gave it 3 stars because during listening to this book, and I would lose my interest in it, I suppose, so it wasn't as catchy. But there was still plenty of funny though, so I still really recommend this, but it wasn't as good as the first one for me. That's all of the books that I read, and now on to what I am currently sort of reading, but mostly just started to read. I don't have that many actually at the moment, but I'll let you know what are the possibilities of my TBR. I don't want to have another big gap because then I don't remember what the hell is happening. So I am picking up Airfire, and I'm excited to see what's happening next for Selena, because things were happening in the second one. It's quite a lengthy book, so yeah. This might be it, who knows. Then I also have this that I mentioned previously as my TBR. I started it. This is the story behind the game World of Warcraft, because I know this is a little bit of a random one, but the artwork in this book is just amazing, and I really want to know the story better because I love that game. Well, I used to love that game, now I'm a bit not playing. But I want to go back, but I want to know the story so I don't feel like crap about it. And the third book is my audiobook at the moment, which I haven't listened to much yet, but I'm very excited about because it's by Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's the Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. If you haven't seen the show Cosmos by him, it's so beautiful and it's so pretty, and it's really easy to follow even if you don't know like quack about space. It's so amazing. I need to rewatch it. I don't know if there are gonna be any more seasons, but I keep waiting and hoping for it. But since there hasn't been any new episodes or seasons in a while now, I sort of gave up. Saw that he released this book and I was like, it's fine, I'll settle for that. It's actually narrated by him, so he has this really soothing and awesome voice. I don't know, I just love that man, so I'm extremely excited about this one. So I think that's everything for June, because I don't know exactly what I'm gonna be in the mood for, and I don't know if I'm gonna read anything else but these books. I don't even know if I'm gonna read this book. Like the World of Warcraft thing is probably gonna see it for like a few months still. I suppose we'll just see when I do my June wrap up. Let me know what was the best book that you read in May for you guys. I always check these out, even if sometimes I don't reply to the comments because I suck. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and I will see you very soon. Okay, bye!